And the field will be in the hands of Chad McCumbee through the Death Wish Coffee start zone. And the 2024 season in the KevinSaysYes.com 125 is underway. And they are side by side down the back straightaway to come around and try to lead lap number one. They're almost leaning on each other already as McCumbee looks like he'll just edge him out at the line to lead his first laps since New River a year ago.
Youth versus experience. Experience is going to win out on that battle to start this race. McCumbee to the lead. Cruz not allowing him to get away. They've got a considerable margin considering we're coming around a complete lap two. Over the third place runner contact. That's Quapple, the champion, up into the side of McCaskill as they came together on the front stretch.
And that may be the first issue that we have seen here, Eric. Again, last season it was not a DNF once for that number 8 car, but there is definitely some heavy damage on the right front fender of the Bass Pro Shop Chevrolet.
Is the 77 of Trayton Lapcevich, bid for the lead.
And already almost contact up here at the front of the field. McCumbee will give the young gun necessary space there down on the bottom. And at the line, it's going to be a dead heat between your top two. Brent Cruz going to be able to go through for the race lead as McCumbee slots in line just behind Connor Hall, who had fallen back a couple of car lengths in the opening few laps of this race. He's found his way back up to these top two and running in the third position, but new leader here with 1:17 to go. It's a young hot shoe and Brent Cruz.
As we saw last week, as we got a battle for second starting to shape up here, that's Connor Hall to the inside of Chad McCumbee, and Hall has the preferred line on the bottom. He'll take second. 45 consecutive green flag laps is what will bring out a Shitty Cooler's caution, and we will not see that potential competition yellow if we are within the final 15 laps, but it'll be the first time we've ever seen a choose option here in Cars Tour competition at Southern National.
And again, this is all taking place about half a straightaway behind the number 29 Mobil 1 Toyota of Brent Cruz. And you can see a lot of respect between these two. It's hard to call them veterans, but I think you made the point earlier. You can consider Connor Hall in that number 22 a veteran for now. Same with Chad McCumbee. And I think you see the difference between that and some of the younger drivers in the field. A lot of space, a lot of respect given. Chad McCumbee let Connor Hall go, and Connor Hall returns the favor a little bit later. So you young racers out there, keep that in mind.
A little bit of contact there off of 2. Quapple with a big launch off the second corner. Inside of Honeycutt, who tries to pinch him down.
Quapple has had his hands full trying to get around some competition here. Honeycutt, I think, going to try and find a hold down as we continue to see some smoke billowing off the right rear of that 08 per your tank lines forward.
That could really upset your race car. Other tracks we'll visit this season, drivers may try to hook that apron with the left sides to get it to corner better. You don't want to do that here. And speaking of cornering better, here comes Carson Quapple trying to battle his way up to third.
Not going to be much of a battle. Quapple goes on by. See that damage on the right front fender, but not negatively affecting that car just enough.
As they catch the vehicles that are desperately trying to stay on the lead lap before the next comp yellow.
And that comp yellow could come in just a few mere moments, so could Chad McCumbee get control of where he wants to choose and what lane he wants to go to? Cruz will cross the line, and that will signify to Brandon Willard to put out our second Shitty Coolers caution of the afternoon. And unfortunately for Chad McCumbee, came up just a bit shy of trying to pass Brent Cruz there for the race lead. Into the Death Wish Coffee restart zone once again. We'll see what kind of jump Cruz gets, and it's not a good one as Quapple gets a launch on the outside. Cruz has trouble getting from third to fourth gear. Quapple takes the lead. McCaskill jumps up to second.
And in the accordion effect, Bobby McCarty has destroyed the front end of his race car. We stay green. Everybody pointed in the right direction. There's McCarty. Barely could see over the crumpled hood of his RNS race car entry. And he's got a teammate behind him as he looks to try to find safety on the bottom. And now there's trouble. Multi-car spin in turn one. That is Gavin Boschel who has gone around. And another car hard into the wall in turn number 2. And I believe that is Andrew Grady, who has ripped the left side of his race car off after having such a strong day.
Honeycutt, we're going to look further on back from that. And yep, you called it nail right on the head, Eric, as Trayton Lapcevich and Andrew Grady made the initial contact getting down into the corner. Lapcevich jumps up on his left rear, and unfortunately Grady at that point just along for the ride. The Death Wish Coffee restart zone. Cruz and Quapple side by side for the race lead. We're back underway at Southern National, 34 laps to go. Cruz trying to hang on, but it'll be Quapple clear to the race lead off of 2.
Much better restart for Cruz that time. He will slot down into second.
A little bit of a skirmish into turn number 1.
There are a lot of cars in the bottom portion of the top 10 that have some severe battle scars as Cade Brown almost slams into the back of Chad McCumbee as his car was evidently overheating. McCumbee was rolling to the pit lane. He has now come to the attention of his crew, but Cade Brown, as you can see steam coming out of the overflow as he got that car stopped, almost got turned right into the TV panel of McCumbee's car, and Brown's race appears to be over.
The Death Wish Coffee restart zone. Green flag is back out here at Southern National. Cruz side by side with Quapple for the lead through turn 1.
And look who's trying to come up to second. Deke McCaskill, winner of this race 1 year ago alongside of Brent Cruz, who was unable to get to the inside this past restart, and he's pulling Cade and Honeycutt through with him. McCaskill to second, Honeycutt going for third.
Several arms in the grandstand trying to wave their local hero by, and Deke McCaskill, who is trying to chase down Carson Quapple. Caden Honeycutt through to third. Cruz still hanging on the top side. You can see a little bit of a slide there for Cruz. Did the good run off of that Hoosier ST2 tire. Contact made with Connor Hall, and Minnie Tyrell going to be able to take advantage.
Tyrell having an amazing start to his season is going to get by Cruz for what would be 5th position.
Runner-up position, though, led by Deke McCaskill, is now Honeycutt. Hall, they touch off of turn 2. Hall looking down to the inside, and Honeycutt gets shoved out of the way. Hall looking for third.
Connor Hall is not afraid to use some muscle if and when necessary, and he felt now was the time. He's up to third.
Oh, trouble! Turn 2. Brendan Butterbean Queen into the outside wall. Caution is out, and it looks like a little bit of contact may have happened with the 71 of Katie Hettinger, I believe.
But it's the first time we've seen him have some trouble. This is off of turn number 2.
Yeah, he did go fully around. Great job by McCarty to miss it. 5, count them 6 laps to go here at Southern National. Quapple leads him into turn 1. Honeycutt trying to hang on the outside. A little bit of contact as Hall down to the inside of Honeycutt for second.
Not sure if the effort there was to try to move the 8 car up or just to allow Hall a chance at this. A chance to battle for the race lead with 5 to go. Hall to second, Quapple the leader, battle for third. Here comes Connor Hall, but it's Quapple with the drive off 2.
Great drive there for Carson Quapple off of turn number 2. Contact further on back between Honeycutt and Chase Burrow. This is the battle for 4th now. Burrow trying to hang on with all of that damage, but 4 laps to go. Connor Hall trying desperately to do anything to chase down Carson Quapple as Burrow gets the best of that battle with Honeycutt.
As you said, Blake, the fans around this racetrack are watching Chase Burrow at work in a big way. He's up to 4th, now trying to hold on to that spot. Hall having to dig deep. He's about a car length off of the race leader in Carson Quapple as they exit turn 2 and down the backstretch. It'll be 2 to go this time by. Hall sends it in deep into 3.
Quapple definitely got fired up earlier in this run, but Connor Hall trying to chase him down. If it takes a couple of laps for this car to come in, we'll see it now. 2 car lengths separate your top 2 runners as they'll come around this time. You see how much Connor Hall trying to send it into turn number 3. He's going to have to do some more as white flag in the air. One more trip around Southern National Motorsports Park. Carson Quapple looking to defend his title and doing so in the best possible fashion as he's going to come off at turn number 4 and win the KevinSaysYes.com 125 at Southern National Motorsports Park. Connor Hall second, and Deke McCaskill rounding out your top 3.